Wait a minute. Are you sure he moved his hand?
As sure as I'm on the phone with you now. Sheridan, Hank saw it too. This is our miracle. Antonio is coming out of his coma. He's coming back to us.
Thank God. I'll be right there. I don't believe it. Antonio moved his hand. Neither can I. God heard our prayers. Antonio's getting better.
Okay, but listen, I don't want to put a damper on your high hopes, but just be careful about getting too excited, okay? I know it's great that Antonio moved his hand, but I just wouldn't really call it a major miracle.
Are you kidding? I would. I mean, this is a real breakthrough. I just know it's a sign that everything's going to be all right. I've got to get over there.
Well, I'm coming with you then.
Okay. Damn it, hell. I was so close to getting rid of her and having Luis for myself. Is it true? Is Antonio coming out of his coma?
Looks like it.
Oh, my God.
Sheridan, he moved his hand, and then when my mom spoke to him, he took her hand in his.
Could the experimental drug finally be kicking in?
Looks like it. Sheridan, this is what we've been waiting for. Our dreams are finally coming true.
Oh, I was so afraid that I had made the wrong choice by telling them to administer the experimental drug.
Well, it looks like it was more than right. Dr. Wirtz,
I hear there's been some change in your brother's condition.
he moved his hand on his own.
And has he spoken or communicated in any other way with any of you?
No, but it was obvious when he took my mother's hand that he knew who she was.
Well, I'm afraid we can't jump to that conclusion quite so hastily.
No, I know that he knows I was here. That's got to be a good sign, Doctor, no?
Of course it is. I just don't want you to get your hopes up too high. Your son's gesture, what appeared to be his taking your hand, may have been merely a reflexive response.
No, Dr. Wirtz, I'm telling you, you should have seen it.
He knew what he was doing. I could tell.
If I may finish. When the muscles have been inactive for an unusually long time, they can sometimes have involuntary spasms, which we, because we're so desperate for signs of progress, take to be something more significant.
Well, that's not what happened here. He knew that it was me. I think he still does know that I'm here.
I'd like that to be so as much as you would, Mrs. Lopez Fitzgerald. But we can't determine that definitively without a full examination.
How long will that take?
Not long. Look, I don't want to dampen your hopes. But until Antonio actually regains consciousness or speaks, there's no reason to believe he's making a recovery.
I don't care what the doctor says. Antonio reached out for me because he knew I was there.
Alice, so it looked to me, too. It was a reflex. Antonio knew exactly what he was doing.
I hope you're right.
Me too. Excuse me.
Well, I'm convinced Antonio's coming out of his coma. Sheridan, he's going to make a full recovery.
I hope you're right. I want that more than anything. For him and for us. I have a confession to make.
What's that?
I was seriously thinking about leaving Harmony. Forever.
What are you talking about?
I felt it was the only option that I had. That I needed to take Antonio and leave here so that you could move on with your life. Find happiness with someone else.
Sharon, that's crazy. Why did you get an idea like that? Huh?
You know, it doesn't matter. I just felt that it was the only fair thing to do for any of us. Even though the thought of not seeing you again just killed me.
All right, well, you just get that idea right out of your head, okay? Because that's not going to happen. Now, look, we're going to make it through this obstacle just like we made it through all the other obstacles. We're going to be together, all right? We'll see. For God's sake, Doctor, please. Is Antonio going to make a recovery or not?
It's not for me to say.
What does this mean?
Hey, could you be more specific?
Yeah, if you can't tell us, then who can?
How about me?
Wouldn't you rather hear it from the horse's mouth?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Antonio! You're awake!
Yes. Beautiful wife.
Son. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.